What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is Wednesday, which of course means it's time for another West New York Wednesday here on the channel. And the beer reviewing today, once again, comes from Community Beer Works, and they're out of Buffalo, New York, and this is their Bomb Pop Sour. So they're calling this one on the front of the label an American Wild Ale, but on the side it says that it is a refreshing sour ale brewed with cherry, lime, and raspberry. It comes in at 6.5% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just under 1 month old. So I think I've only reviewed one beer from Community Beer Works in like the last 7 or 8 months. I think the last one I reviewed was like in mid-June. Before that was January. So I was like, it's time to grab one of their beers. And I just, almost throw their, just threw their glass right off the fucking table and broke it. I already broke the other TQ I have from them, so why not make it, 2 of them? Anyway, I saw this one and I was like, you know what? That sounds pretty good. I loved Bomb Pops as a kid. Love the label on this. It, has the Bomb Pops, the popsicles on there, the red, white, and blue. Typically they're with cherry, lime, and blue raspberry. They just say cherry, lime, and raspberry, so I don't know if they're using actually raspberries or like blue raspberry flavoring. But yeah, I was curious about this one, and what made it interesting to me is they called it an American Wild Ale. Most of these are kettle soured, so are this actually American Wild Ale? Like a true proper sour, or is it American, or is it just a kettle sour? I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter, I don't know. Anyway, that does not look great, but it looks like something that would have cherry, lime, and raspberry in it. So I can't hate on it because it looks real. Community Beer Works, they do some good shit. So yeah, that looks like almost like a darker V8 vegetable juice. That's what it kind of looks like to me. I don't know how it's going to look on camera, but in person, that's what it looks like. Has this like weird, like dark, deepish dark orange color with like reddish tints and just like different, like in different areas, like more deeper color in the middle, and at the top and the bottom, it's like lighter. Had about a finger of a off-white, we'll say one finger head that is now dissipated to a thin film, like so many American Wild Ales or kettle sours do. So let's get a nose. Yeah, that smells like an Italian ice. So like the Luigi's Italian ice, whether you have the lime or the cherry. I think they have, what else? They have like strawberry and watermelon. I don't know, one of those brands. Luigi's is usually one I get if I get an Italian ice. And usually I like the lime ones, and I believe the cherry. And that's kind of what this smells like, to a T. It's like when you crack those open and you start eating them, and if you don't eat them quick enough, they start melting, and like you're going into, take a spoonful. What can I say? Spoonful. Yeah, it just smells like that. It's more lime than anything, honestly. Lime, cherry, raspberry in that order, and the raspberry smells more like an authentic raspberry. Smells like it's going to have a nice tartness, maybe even like a low sourness. It has that like acidic kind of burn in the nostrils type of thing going on. Yeah, it smells like a Bomb Pop melted down in 6.5% sour beer form. So hopefully it's sour, refreshing, and not overly sweet. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, wow. That is, holy shit, that's dry. It's, so, I'm going to make an analogy here. I was going to pour the rest in. Let me take one more sip and then pour the rest in. It's not crazy sour, but it has a very firm tartness. I'm having trouble speaking today. I do every review, but today I can't say tartness. Joe, what are you doing? Just turn off the fucking camera. Over. It has a firm tartness, maybe even to a low sourness. But what this is kind of drinking like is when you're getting to the end of the Bomb Pop, and like you're getting to the last little bit, and you're like kind of tasting the wooden stick. That dryness is very akin on the back of the palate to like you're sucking on the wooden popsicle stick. That's exactly what it is. I think this one lower side of medium body, 6.5% okay. The mouthfeel super effervescent. Like this is really highly carbonated, so spritzy on the palate, and I think that's also increasing the dryness. The taste, it's kind of like I said, that Luigi Italian ice, whether you get the lime flavor, or sorry, lemon. What was I saying? Lime, more like a lemon flavor. I'm getting more lemon than lime, but can mix them up. Yeah, Luigi, like lemon ice, along with the cherry one kind of mixed up. There's a little bit of a red raspberry, not a blue raspberry flavor I'm getting. And that's the predominant note. It's basically the bomb pop, or like I said, Luigi's Italian Ices, that kind of, sweet synthetic kind of flavor. I'm not saying this isn't natural or whatever. I'm just saying it has that like synthetic, sugary kind of candied feel. But what I like about it is not too sweet. It's definitely not too sweet. It's full on dry at this point. This is full on dry. No bitterness, but it's so dry that I can see somebody mistake it for like a bitterness because it's so dry on the back of the palate. It's crazy. Might be a little bit too dry for me. Yeah, I think I like this beer, but I don't love it. I think the problem for me is, and I've mentioned this in so many reviews, that if you watch, all of my reviews, I repeat myself a lot, but I'm not a huge fan of dry beers. I've come to appreciate dry beers more and more over the years, especially with my sweet tooth kind of dying down from a beer perspective. Like I used to love pastry stouts and the heavily fruited sours, and why I enjoy them, I can only handle like 3 or 4 ounces of them now because they're just sickly sweet. This is kind of the opposite of that, where this is so dry and doesn't have a lot of residual sweetness that I think it's a little bit unbalanced for me, but I still think it's a good beer. I think they kind of nailed the flavor profile. Maybe a little bit more of the fake blue raspberry flavor. But I think if you tasted this and somebody said bomb pop sour, you'd be like, okay, yeah, I can see that. Me, more of that Italian ice, again, the lemon and the cherry specifically. But regardless, it's a fun beer. 6.5%, it hides the alcohol well. It's super drinkable. I just think for me personally, after this can, I wouldn't ever want another one. I think it's too dry for me personally. But if you like dry beers and you like bomb pops, I can't see how you go wrong with this. Can I tell this is an American Wild Ale? Not really. Like there's no like funkiness to this. American Wild Ale can encompass a lot of different things. This is basically a sour with those 3 added adjuncts, and it's pretty solid. I don't hate it. I enjoy it to some degree. It's a bit too dry. So bomb pop sour from Community Beer Works, I'm going to give that a high 3.75. We'll go 3.8 out of 5. I think that's a fair score. Can't give it much higher. Might even be a little generous there, but I think for what it is, it's pretty solid. Price and availability. Availability when it comes to Community Beer Works stuff, typically Western New York. I think you can buy their stuff online. I don't know if they get distro like throughout New York State, as far as like you can order it off the website. I don't know how far downstate they get. But if you're in Buffalo, New York, or in the West New York area, you can pick up their stuff. And I think the price point on this one was $16 a 4-pack. I think I paid just right around $4 a can. So for something like that, you're going to pay $4 a can. It's not a bad price point or anything. So yeah, if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. If you've had, put it this way, and I know this sounds crazy when it comes to beer nowadays, nothing's off limits, but what's your favorite like popsicle beer, whether it's a bomb pop or like an orange creamsicle or something like that? What's your favorite? Because I've had some really good orange creamsicle beers over the years. And I think what was the one I reviewed recently? Drippy Popsicle, the orange creamsicle variant from Abomination. That one was like a real fruit orange creamsicle bar. It was fucking phenomenal. One of the best popsicle beers I've ever had, and it was delicious. So I want to know what your favorite is, even if it's not a bomb pop. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Stop back next Wednesday for another West New York Wednesday. I don't know what I'm reviewing. I just, I fly by the seat of my pants at this point with the West New York Wednesdays because there's so many new releases. I do know later in the month, though, I will be doing Big Ditches, a beer that tastes like beer series, the Oktoberfest, when I review the Oktoberfest beers over the course of the authentic Oktoberfest celebration in Munich, Germany. I will be reviewing the Big Dish beer. That's all I know. Anyway, till the next one. Cheers.